Welcome back again to the N.y.a show. I'm checking in. It's a kind of late night, but here I am doing another show. Gotta go through this new J.Cole music, new J.Cole article slash memoir that he wrote and put out on the Tribune. But here we are. Once again, go to my page, check out some of the most recent videos that I've been putting up. Go ahead and hit subscribe, hit like, all that little stuff people do at the beginning of their videos. Once again, it's N.y.a. I'm coming with another show. Wouldn't be right if I don't do it without the intro. So here I am pulling it up. Let's go. A show. All right, we back. Welcome to the show, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you once again. My last video doing pretty good. I appreciate all the love and support. And shout out to everybody out there making content. I know this shit hard. I know it's not easy, but as sure as you keep making videos and keep being interactive, you can make videos for 10 years and these bitches have 10 views if you're not active, interactive at all. So please keep making videos, keep joining the groups, the YouTube groups, getting subscribers, do everything that you got to do. Keep pushing yourself forward. Now, let's go to J.Cole art. Here we go. The audacity. Boom. So, I got a few things that stuck out to me from this article. Written by J.Cole. Everything is by J.Cole. He gave it everything. He put us in chapters. Dreamville. Put us in chapters for us. Shout out to J.Cole, man. Just dropped out 2 new songs. Also, the Fall Off album coming at some point. We all delving into this. I wanted to pick a topic that not everybody was covering because my week can get full of that, full of coverage everybody else is covering. But here I am. I don't believe a whole bunch of people talked about the article that he wrote or the response, the hit the piece that he wrote in the Audacity. Let's see. Here we go. A few standouts for me came when he talked about signing his deal, when he signed with J.Cole. Oh shit, he signed with Jay-Z for his late, y'all. Here we are. I think this should be everything that we need. Okay, here we are. All right. There was a surreal feeling that came with having just officially signed to Jay-Z. The man with the mythical figure was a mythical figure to me that I had only met a few months prior. Friends would congratulate me and follow it with, nigga, how you feeling? Imagine that thought of being one of your homies getting to deal with somebody that we idolized had to be mind-blowing. But the truth was that the enormous level of excitement I felt was somehow subdued by the amount of focus I knew I had to have for my ultimate mission. I came to New York 6 years earlier on a partial scholarship with one ridiculous goal in mind. One day, sit in the same seat that Jay and only a handful of other rappers previously sat. Signing to one of my biggest inspirations was an unexpected blessing. But even on that beautiful night of celebration, I understood it was just one giant step towards something much, much more far-fetched. One thing I would like to say is it always amazed me that for J.Cole to be as big as an artist that he is, to stand for what he stands for, that I don't see him and Jay-Z mingling as much. It's always felt like that. Ever since Jay-Z gave him that trash verse on Mr. Nice Watch, it ain't been the same. It ain't been the same. Somebody go back and listen to that Jay-Z Mr. Nice Watch verse and tell me that he gave my nigga Cole some real energy on that one. He give Drake more energy on their features. than he did on that shit with J.Cole. But hey, this is him talking about when he first signed with Jay-Z. And for the most part, the beginning of this, it starts open. He's letting us into a lot of information about himself. Mostly I found out how much he loves basketball. He really loves basketball. Real Master P in this bitch. You feel me? Real Master P. Here we go. Let me go to the next part that caught my eye. 2015 was all right. So here J.Cole talked about what happened after Forest Hill Drive. As you know, most people take that as being J.Cole pinnacle album when he really came into being, into who he was. And obviously he feel the same way. He said when he got done with that, that was his first time feeling like, all right, here it is. 2013 was the first time in my career that I felt like I could actually take a moment to catch my breath. It was a year after the release of 2014 Forest Hill Drive, my 5th full-length project since 2009 and my 3rd commercial release. I was both grateful and shocked at how massive the album came. I had just finished a world tour and now found myself lying comfortably on the couch on my apartment in North Carolina with a wedding ring on, doing the type of regular shit I haven't given myself permission to do for the past 5 or 6 years. I watched shows like Narcos, How to Get Away with Murder, Odd Mom, Out, Caribbean Life. I challenged myself to finish books instead of putting them down after the first chapter. And he said that he watched NBA League Pass nightly, catching every Warriors game I could. Shout out to Steph, man. Now, what's interesting here, what I took from this is that he said he was doing regular shit. And to be in that circle of being the nigga that J.Cole called to go shoot some hoop with must be something. The shows that he watched, and what's most interesting to me is that he stopped reading books to the first chapter. We have to promote reading in our community. This is what we need. We need honesty from somebody that everybody look up to, like J.Cole, who you would think would be the #1 person out here reading books front to back based off of the music. But you see that the same thing that you go through, he goes through also. Anybody, for right now, y'all, I'm reading. This is the series that I'm on. I recommend everybody check this author out. Here it is, Walter Mosley, the Easy Rawlins series. I've read Devil in a Blue Dress. I read A Red Death. I read White Butterfly. Just finished Black Betty. And now we're on A Little Yellow Dog. So if you want a good series to read, something that's not too long, nothing that's going to just, here it is, Easy Rawlins. It's a book, a black man. It starts off with him in the he's in the 1940s. Imagine that, a black man telling his story in 1940. He had a life for himself. And it's a very interesting series so far. Somebody gave me the series and gave me this book, Little Scarlet. So I met him way into his life. So I took it all the way back to A Devil in a Blue Dress. And there's a movie to Devil in a Blue Dress done by Denzel Washington. There's no other movies from this series, but Devil in a Blue Dress, played by Easy Rawlins, played by Denzel Washington, is out there now. Go look it up. Check these books out. Now, back to the article. Now, Dreams of the League. Here we go. This starts with my biggest inconsistency. Okay. J.Cole wanted to go to the league. He actually took time to focus and said, maybe I can get back to the league. It was a couple years ago. Here it is. My biggest problem was the inconsistent jump shot. I took notes and I just wanted to have passages to flip back to. So that's what I'm flipping back to, just my notes. What you should see on the screen is the article. My biggest problems were an inconsistent jump shot due to a raggedy form, a weak left hand, and a lack of confidence that came from the fact that deep down, I just wasn't as good as I wanted to be. Once again, I could see how steep the mountain was, but I wanted to climb. Not because I thought I was good enough, but because I believed that maybe I could. Not because making it to the mountaintop was something that I needed to do, but because not trying was something that I couldn't accept before the time was ticking. This is J.Cole. He was still in his 20s. He was probably like 27, and he really wanted to hoop. He still wanted to hoop. He was going to the gym. Master P did. Master P did. It can be done. It can be done, Cole. But we'll see where he takes it. That's up to him. Now, going into For Your Eyes Only, that was my next thing. And some people believe that's J. Cole's worst album. He didn't put that much effort into it, some people say. And if you read through this, you can tell by what was going on in his life, what he was feeling unexpired. You can understand now that. You can listen back to that album and be like, yeah, I get it. I definitely do. I'm trying to find the part. Y'all bear with me. Let me find this. Find this part that I'm looking for. Back on the screen. Here we go. But now at 31, this is still a couple years ago. He's telling the story from start to finish. But now at 31, I became an artist who barely cared for punchlines, wittiness, or for the standard measurements of what determines a rapper's fitness. I was much more concerned with story, emotion, and message. And while these elements led to a lot of fulfilling moments for me, I couldn't deny that the competitive edge was missing. The desire to prove something to myself and the world was on its deathbed. Now, this still speaks to For Your Eyes Only. That is a more story, emotionally driven album, really told from the perspective of a close friend that he lost. Kind of was a letter to his daughter, his friend's child, who no longer had their father there. And Jcole was in a, you can hear, I hear Jcole talking about selling dope and all this other stuff. And I'm like, something's not right until you realize that he's rapping from the perspective of his friend. And great album to me. If you want to go to the album is For Your Eyes Only, and the song is For Your Eyes Only. If you want to reference to what I'm talking about, when you hear the storytelling, emotion, and the message in the music, that's where he was pushing for the album. That's where he went. More power to him. Not my favorite J. Cole album, but definitely something I needed to hear from him when it came to just even his lack with that album. Even he came back. Well, he had it was an article out at that time then where he said that somebody came to him and said, you know, your album #1 in the country, and he was with his kids somewhere chilling, like, oh shit, that's dope. Never, I didn't know. Thanks for letting me know. That just show you how disconnected that he was during this time. Let me go. Let me move on. Not working with other artists, that stuck out to me because J. Cole was Mr. No Features. And it came a time where we were like, man, fuck. Why you want to do no features? None. And it turns out there was a reason behind all that. Let me find the paragraph. Let me find the passage. Okay, here we are. Bear with me. Here we are. This is J. Cole really, I guess, getting ready to go into what he planned to do with Dreamville. I believe this planted the seeds for things that he did. All this planted the seeds for the big 10-day studio deal with Dreamville. Everybody sending in, putting on IG their invitation like they got the golden motherfucking ticket to the Willy Wonka factory or something. That's how it was for that time on Instagram. Here's what he said about that time. The first thing that rushed to my mind when he speaks about not working with others was the missed opportunity of community, a combination of a competitive ego mixed with a deep fear of rejection had kept me from collaborating with the peers that I respected all these years and prevented me from building real friendships with them. I had spent my career closed off. I didn't want that to be the case forever. The next thing that I thought about was Dreamville, the label that I had that hadn't yet been cultivated to the level that I had always envisioned. And I felt that in order for that to happen, I would have to be operating at a high level as an artist in order to add significant level of energy to the movement and to the careers that we were helping to build. During conversations with myself, though, this was the strongest revelation that I had that I had was this. I wanted to rap again. Rap. I miss rhyming and the way that I rhymed on the come up. My first ever mixtape released in 2007. The same way that I miss being able to dunk how I was dunking at age 23. Smart man. This whole piece continues to wrap back into basketball and how the desires of basketball, desires of rap have kind of went the same way for him in his life. I'm surprised that J.Cole felt that he would be rejected. The hottest rapper, most talked about rapper in the game, I'm pretty sure at the height of what came after 2014 Forest Hill Drive, every artist in the world would have wanted to work with Cole. So it's interesting to hear our favorite artists talk about how at the same way we look at them this big massive entity, they can still feel inside of ourselves like, I'm not good enough, niggas gonna be shitting on me, X, Y, and Z, even though the whole world has a different perspective of you. So I'm really proud of everything that led into this because we got the Dreamville project. He came with the one that he was heavily infused on. They dropped part 1, and then part 2, still another list of songs that were done during that session, because I still believe they have plenty of songs left that we may not ever get. Now, the fall off. J.Cole, during his run for his last album, which was KOD, Kids on Drugs, a couple other names, but Kids on Drugs was the primary name that I remember. He mentioned the fall off. That was the album on 1985. It had something about the fall off. And here we are. The fall off is coming. Of course, the fall off from what? The fall off from rap. Is that what you're considering? And very much, here's what he had to say about the project, The Fall Off, and if he plans on retiring. Okay, here we are. On my career bucket list, there remains a few more items to check off before I give myself permission to enter whatever the next chapter of my life may be. However, as I approach the summit of this mountaintop, I still find myself staring at the other one in the distance, wonder if I can climb. At 35 years old, I know that sounds crazy when said out loud, but I believe all of the best dreams do. So, don't have no fear to lead, Cole. Come on, man. What Jordan do? What Jordan do, baby? Came back to the game. Work yourself out. Put the same energy that you put into making KOD, the Dreamville project of 10 days. Put that into getting back on the court if that's truly what J.Cole wants to do. I'm in no position to tell somebody, even if they may be the most well-respected, my favorite artist, if that artist is losing the passion for it, I would rather them leave the game at their height than to put out lackluster music and material as they continue to drop. We know some people who do things like that. You know, I believe this new generation has seen so much of the keeping it going and going and going until like you're not the artist, you're the artist that you were, to the point of everything that you do is being compared to something you did years ago, the Nas effect. So I appreciate Cole for taking time to write this, appealing to those that will take a moment to read, understand, break it down. So appreciate J.Cole for that. Now, I want to move on because on Thursday, J.Cole did drop Lion King on Ice, 2 new singles from the Fall Off and the Climb Back. My favorite out of the 2 is Lion King on Ice, produced by Jetson Made. Here we are. I want to make sure I show people credit. T- J.Cole. J.Cole still said, I got to keep my hand in, stick my hand in there still. I'll let y'all work on my shit. Y'all produce my shit, but I'm going to have that last touch on there. Okay, on Lion King on Ice, J.Cole reverts to his alter ego, young Simba, as you know from J.Cole's whole discography. But now, in a much colder and darker tone, he raps about his come up and his experiences growing up in Fayetteville, where he wasn't always certain that he would see the next day. He furthered this by reflecting on the challenges he has endured in his career and realizes that his fame and wealth haven't erased the trauma of his past. Overall, 2 dope joints. You can go listen to them for yourself. I'm not about to get any more copyright than I may have already added to this video. Shout out to Black is King. coming exclusively to Disney Plus, a deal with Beyonce, and of course Beyonce, Rock Nation, Jay-Z, J.Cole. Of course, he will pop up in is Lion King on Ice. Here we go. The most I can say about this this song is that J.Cole continues to push his flow, try different things, and take the game to a whole, his rap game, his skill to another level. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe he's chasing Kendrick. We don't know what the fuck Kendrick is doing. But maybe one day he will drop an album. And since he believes that we so unappreciative, nigga. When it comes to the climb back, that's more of the false prophets. As far as in the beat selection, it's a little different than Lion King on Ice. That's back up the beat. It's something that's melodic. It's most likely going to hit the radio in the same effect that Deja Vu and Middle Child did, but who knows completely. Only thing I can really understand and take from what J. Cole is saying is that I don't know if I'm going to be in, I'm in and out. The culture that we living in, I just recently did a song called Snow on the Bluff where I addressed criticism aimed subliminally at me by an artist, No Name. Shout out to No Name and her book club. Please join No Name's book club. Follow her on Twitter, Instagram, No Name Hiding on Instagram. Since he came out here, he made like a response to her. He got certain responses to that backlash, and he makes a reference to this cancel culture. Everybody has to be politically correct, which is not what we should be working on. And let me see, this is the original tweet, The Climb Back, produced by me, Lion King on Ice, produced by J.Cole, T-Minus, and Jetson. First 2 songs from the Fallout dropped tonight, 10 p.m. No dates for the album yet. Taking my time, still finishing. Take your time. Take your time. If this is what you have come out with so far, I'm happy. I'm satisfied, baby. I'm satisfied. Let me see. Lion King on Ice. Overall, I want to appreciate the 2 new joints. We'll take more time to dive into these babies. They've been on my repeat dial. But for the most part, I just want to appreciate the artwork and the artistry, you know what I'm saying, that goes into consistently rapping, coming up with different flows, and still having the ambition to do this after so much time. I appreciate you. You made it this far in the video. We talked about the Audacity, the Audacity written by J. Cole personally to us from, here we are. Let me make sure I'm putting the right information up so that you can find it. Sorry, y'all all in my business now. That's me getting ready to upload some shit. Okay, let me move that. Please bear with me. Okay, here we are. Players Tribune. Please go and check this out. Go and read the whole thing. Tell me what y'all think about it. If you got certain opinions and thoughts on anything that I said or any comments that he made, drop them down below. I appreciate it. And as always, here we are, coming to the conclusion of another N.y.a show. I appreciate everybody. Go ahead, like, subscribe, click, share. Let's get this thing moving and around the world. Once again, I appreciate y'all. And here we are. We're about to close this baby out. Another N.y.a show. Look out for the next show coming probably tomorrow or sometime. But here I am again, solo. It's the N.y.a show. Appreciate y'all. Let's rock out. It's too me.